we often ask the wrong questions. What if the world had more empathy? What if we actually lived life in alignment with the spiritual beliefs we claim to hold? What kind of world would this be? Not in some distant utopia, but right now, in the everyday moments we overlook. Would we be so desperate to get ahead, rushing towards something when perhaps we're already where we need to be? Would we be so quick to criticize what's broken, if we truly understood that the foundation of all change begins with the self? Let me offer this. Everything in life begins with us first. Our choices shape our reality, and every decision leaves behind a trail, a ripple, touching others in ways we may never realize. How often do we pause long enough to think about that ripple? Think about the person you didn't say hi to. Think about the one you cut off in traffic who carried that anger into their workplace, their home, their relationships. Think about the missed opportunities to be kind, to listen, to simply see someone. We assume life is made of grand gestures, but in my view, it's the little things we do, or fail to do, that quietly dismantle our spiritual lives. It's not just about the rituals, the prayers, the names we give to God, or the symbols we wear on our necks. It's also about what we ignore, what we avoid, what we convince ourselves doesn't matter. But it does. If you believe in a God, a higher power, a divine force, or even just a universal sense of right and wrong, then ask yourself this: would you want that God to treat you the way you treated others today? Spiritual integrity is not only about what you do, but also about what you don't do. The words unsaid, the hands not extended, the compassion withheld. And here's another truth that is hard to swallow. A lot of times we are so focused on being understood that we miss the fact that we are not willing to understand. We want to be accepted, but we refuse to offer the same grace. We demand tolerance, but we are intolerant of anyone who challenges our views. This is ego at work, quiet, disguised, and deeply embedded in us. And until we confront it, we can't grow. The ability to agree to disagree is more than just a social skill. It is a spiritual discipline. It's what allows us to live in a world where multiple truths can exist simultaneously without destroying each other. We seek to be heard, but we don't want to listen. We want our beliefs to be respected, but we mock others for theirs. We expect patience, but offer none. We crave peace, yet contribute to conflict. So next time you criticize someone, pause. Ask yourself, have I done the inner work first? Have I extended the same understanding I'm demanding? One of the core anchors of my philosophy is both simple and difficult to accept. Everything can be nothing, but nothing can be everything. What does that mean? It means that even the smallest seemingly insignificant actions or inactions can hold the weight of eternity. A word, a gesture, a silence, a decision, all of it matters. It also means that sometimes the things we think are everything, status, being right, having the last word, may actually be nothing when measured against love, growth, and peace of mind. When we live with this awareness, we begin to lead ourselves with wisdom. And when we lead ourselves, we become capable of leading others, not through control, but through compassion. At this time in my life, I've chosen a path not of comfort, but of resistance and resilience. A path not paved, not mapped, not inherited. It's a road not yet made, and I'm creating it one step at a time. I walk it alone, not in bitterness, but in meditation. Not in despair, but in awareness. I walk this road knowing full well that solitude is not a punishment. It is a necessity for clarity. I am now, without apology or hesitation, a philosopher. I am an author, and yet I remain and will always remain a student of life. This book is not a doctrine. It is not a call to follow me, nor an attempt to gather praise, applause, or status. It is instead an offering. An offering to those still daring to think for themselves. An offering to the seekers, the skeptics, and the souls who feel displaced in a world that trades wisdom for noise. I write to provoke critical thinking, to rebuild the lost art of common sense, To challenge the illusion that we know anything with certainty in a world that changes by the second. In this journey, I will confront the discomfort of not knowing. I will face the edge where truth dissolves and ego is shattered. I will question everything, even myself, especially myself. Because if there's one thing I know, it is this: I know nothing. And that's not defeat, that's freedom. This book is the beginning of a dialogue. With myself, with the times we live in, and with those willing to sit in the silence long enough to hear something real. Let this not be a book you consume. Let it be a mirror. And if you see something in it that shakes you, sit with it. That's the beginning of wisdom. Visit visionleon.com for more content, visual on-screen text.